Thank y'all for joining us this morning. We're going to go ahead and begin. My name is Nora Lamas. I'm the principal here at Dominguez Elementary. And this is Mr. Gallegos. Don't know if you can see him.
Good morning. My name is Mario Gallegos. I am the new assistant principal here at Dominguez.
So we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. Oh, it's only in green, right?
Yes.
Is everyone able to see my screen? Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin. These are Dominguez Elementary safety protocols for all students. I just want to let you know that revisions are still being done to this daily, but for now, this is what our protocols are going to be. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Laptops, as you know, last year, all our students had laptops because we had to do Google Classroom in every classroom. This year is going to be the same way. All our students will be receiving their laptops the first day of school. They will be assigned through the library. So each student will get their laptop. We're hoping that our current sixth graders will get the same laptop that they had last year with the same devices. And hopefully we can make that happen. The incoming fifth graders will be getting laptops that were already previously used. 3 ways of getting to and from school. We have students that are being dropped off and will be picked up in the afternoon. We have walkers and we also have bus riders. Morning drop-offs, staff will meet the students at the front pickup lane. Staff will approach the car to signal child to get off and screen the child before they actually get off the car. We will be doing temperature checks once again, and we'll also be doing the screening questions. Parents must not drive off until the student has been cleared through our staff member in the front. And staff will inform sixth graders to go to the gym while our fifth graders will stay in the cafeteria. After 7:30, students will then report to the classrooms.
Ms. Lamas.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you supposed to be showing us slides?
Yes.
We can only see your Google Drive. Well, I can only see your Google Drive.
Okay, let me check that.
I think you need to click on your presentation.
Okay. Right here. Are we good?
There we are.
Okay, great. Okay, so, and then now our walkers, students will enter the staff member nearing the cafeteria door. The staff will screen the child, do the temperature check, do the screening questions. If the student fails any of the questions, they will be taken to isolation room and the parents will be called, which our isolation room right now will be the nurse's office. Staff will inform, again, the sixth graders to go to the gym and fifth graders will go to the cafeteria. After 7:30, students will report to their classrooms. Bus riders. An adult must be present with each child at the bus stop. Temperatures will be taken when students enter the bus. If a student has a temperature, he or she will not be allowed to attend school and the child will be returned to the adult. Screenings will be conducted when students enter the bus. The questions from CDC on the symptoms will be posted on the bus as well. Students will use hand sanitizer provided in the bus upon entering and then when exiting the bus. The monitor will dismiss the students at one time. The students are to remain in their seats until they are called. Students will have designated seats on the buses. Students will be assigned to keep family members together and will be assigned to reduce to minimize passing each other on the bus. So again, all family pods and kids in other neighborhood schools will be sitting together in the same seat. When arriving at the Dominguez bus area, The monitor will inform sixth graders to go to the gym and fifth graders to go to the cafeteria.
Okay, so for the temperature checks, all students and staff will be required to have temperature check in the morning. Students and staff that have a temperature above 100 will be sent home. The protocol for second temperature checks for a student that maybe has a fever throughout the day will be rechecked by the school nurse and continuously go for follow-ups. If there's a temperature, then we follow the appropriate guidelines from there. Prevention. So students shall maintain social distancing of at least 3 feet from one another when feasible. Students shall wash their hands and or use hand sanitizer throughout the time in the building, and students shall not shake hands, touch, or hug others. So sanitation before entering the building. There are sanitation stations with hand sanitizers as soon as entering the building at the doors. And masks and hygiene. So as far as mask and hygiene goes, the health and hygiene practices, students shall maintain social distancing of at least 3 feet. I know we already kind of discussed this. No touching or hugging each other. All campuses have the hand sanitizing stations. Elementary campuses will have students engage in supervised hand washing for at least 20 seconds throughout the day in their classrooms. Students, teachers, staff, and campus visitors will be encouraged to cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue, and if not available, covered in their elbows. So whenever possible, campuses will open windows or otherwise work to improve airflow by allowing outside air to circulate in the building. On the first day a student attends school on campus, La Feria ISD will provide instruction to students on appropriate hygiene practices and other mitigation practices adopted in our district. Each campus will have multiple water bottle filling stations for student use, and we'll go through this also throughout the presentation. Health and hygiene practices for masks. So La Feria ISD is required to comply with the governor's executive order regarding the wearing of masks. La Feria ISD highly encourages the use of masks for all staff, students, and visitors, and especially those who are not fully vaccinated. For the purpose of this handbook, masks include non-medical grade disposable face masks, cloth face covering, no bandanas. Personal reusable masks must meet dress code requirements in the campus. So in other words, masks cannot have any type of inappropriate messages or items. And the sanitation procedures: classrooms will be sanitized daily. Restrooms will be sanitized 3 times per day. We have installed touchless faucets for sinks, dividers between sinks, and automatic toilets and urinals. Pre-K restrooms will be sanitized at least 4 times per day. Sanitizers are available in each classroom at all entrances, and portable electrostatic disinfecting mist devices will be used at the campus.
Okay, breakfast procedures are going to stay the same as far as we've had in previous years. Breakfast will be served from 7:30 to 8. Students will pick up breakfast. It's a grab and go. Again, for the fifth graders, they will grab and go their breakfast from the cafeteria. Sixth grade will grab and go as they're leaving the gym. And they will be eating breakfast in the classroom, okay? Teachers will monitor as students wash their hands after eating using the sinks in the classroom, and meals with your child at school will suspend until further notice. So those parents that want to come eat with their children or want to come drop off food for their children, that is no longer allowed until further notice. Lunch procedures has pretty much stayed the same. All students will, but this year, all students will eat in the cafeteria. They will be sitting 3 feet apart for social distancing. Students will receive 30 minutes for lunch. The nutrition department and the custodial department coordinate daily for cleaning, disinfecting, and sanitizing in between lunch periods. Teachers will monitor that students wash their hands before and after eating. Meals with your child at school will be suspended until further notice. And teachers will have the option to conduct indoor or outdoor recess. And that's actually being looked at right now. So we may do a revision on that recess. Sixth grade may not have recess due to accelerated learning, but that's something that we're going to look at right now. And again, no lunch deliveries will be accepted for students. Water fountain protocol. Again, we do still have the touchless water fountains. So each student will need to have a water bottle with them throughout the day. Students will not have access to your traditional water fountains. They are encouraged to bring their own water bottles, as the water bottle fill stations have replaced our older ones. Students will be available to fill their water bottles at designated times. Hand sanitizers must be used by each student prior to utilizing the filling station. Water fill stations will be sanitized frequently. Sanitizers will be stationed right next to the filling stations, and water bottles will be available to students if they do not have one. And right now, last year, what we did is we ordered a water bottle for each student, and that's something that we're doing this year as well. Each student will receive a water bottle. They may not be here at the beginning of the year, so we encourage the parents to please send your child with a water bottle at the beginning of the year. Sanitation protocols. Each classroom will supervise students washing their hands for at least 20 seconds twice a day. For sixth grade students who switch classes, students will be required to use hand sanitizers upon entering the class. Teachers will prop doors open during passing periods to avoid the students from handling the door handle as they're walking in. And custodians and teachers will be given special cleaning supplies to wipe down the desk during each passing period. When weather permits, PE will take place outdoors as much as possible. No playground equipment will be used again this year. And if we do use playground equipment, each student will try to have their own. We're not allowing any students to share any of the PE equipment that we'll be having outside. Athletic students will be able to dress out and maintain the 3 feet social distancing when changing in the locker room. Showers will not be used. Students in choir and band will be socially distanced as much as possible during class.
Okay, so sixth grade students will move from class to class each period. So in an effort to reduce congestion in the hallways, we've housed sixth graders to be moved to 2 different wings to reduce the number of students in the hallway. So students will be encouraged to maintain, again, 3 feet social distancing from each other, and all staff will be monitoring the halls for social distancing. As far as visitors, so restricted for essential school operation only, okay? So campuses will use Zoom meetings to limit campus visits when possible. No visitor will be allowed to go beyond the office area. Any visitor who has COVID-19 or symptoms or has been in close contact with an individual who is lab confirmed with COVID-19 must remain off campus until the 14-day incubation period. So the nurse's office. Students will come to the nurse office for medication administration. All nurse office will be divided by non-sick visit and sick visit sections. All nurse office will have a designated COVID-19 holding area. The nurse department will allow the Feria ISD safety guideline handbook, and the Feria ISD will work closely and follow recommendations from Center of Disease Control, CDC, Cameron County Health Department, and the Texas Department of State Health Services for potential outbreaks and confirmed cases. Identifying possible COVID-19 cases on the campus. So Noemi Dominguez Elementary will immediately separate any student who shows COVID-19 symptoms while at school until the student can be picked up by a parent or guardian. Noemi Dominguez will clean the areas used by the individual who shows COVID-19 symptoms while at school, student, teacher, or staff, as soon as possible. Students who report feeling feverish should be given an immediate temperature check to determine if they are symptomatic for COVID-19, and parents will be notified of possible positive cases on campus. As far as the dismissal procedures, 3:50 p.m. walkers will be dismissed to the front lobby and pickups will be dismissed to the cafeteria. Bus riders will be dismissed to the bus area and stand at their designated bus line while still maintaining 3 feet social distancing. 4:30 p.m. remaining bus riders will be escorted to the gym to wait for their bus.
Parents, that's all that we have for today.